Need to get to the tunnels. Like now. Yeah. He said it is a tornado. Hey, we're rushing down into the tunnels because there's... I know you can't see much, but we're rushing down into the tunnels because there's a tornado outside.
Yeah, that's a tornado. Oh yeah.
Oh, look at the wind. I don't know if you guys can see the water coming in.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Look at the table.
All right, they got a tornado warning here, so hopefully this don't end up like a... Oh my God, look at what we've seen in here. But they just announced a tornado warning for here, so we're hoping it don't end up like another adventure episode of Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, it's the tornado warning. It's pretty windy and raining out right now, so we'll see.
It's a bad storm coming.
So right now you're actually standing in the generator room of the dam. You see these large circles in the concrete? Mm-hmm. This was put here after the dam was shut down in 1967. Each one of these circles was actually where the hydroelectric generators.
Saw that. It's starting to rain now.
Where the
So these things were massive.
Oh yeah, they were about 12 feet high and about this far around. And the turbines actually go down all the way down to the bottom level, which is about 60 feet. Yeah, so the dam goes down 60 feet below our feet. There were 14 original turbines. When TVA took over in 1938, possible takeover as part of the TVA Act by FDR. They took over operations here, and by 1944 they added the second portion of the dam. You can tell that it changed design.
Man, I don't know if y'all can hear the rain and stuff outside, but it's getting crazy.
Did you hear when the tornado came through?
Yeah, that's
Was it pretty bad?
Warning right now, so this one's been spotted in
It
the
sounded
area.
like this.
Oh, great. Look, the birds are even scared.
Oh yeah, the birds. If the birds are freaking out, then you know that something's coming.
They told us the safest place to be.
So what part is the newer? Where?
You can see right here where it changes design.
Okay.
When they added this addition, they added 2 more turbines. Those 2 turbines generated the same amount of power as these 14. Of course, these turbines were designed in 1942, and these ones were designed in 1903.
Okay.
This is actually the first multi-purpose hydroelectric lock-and dam in the world. The first hydroelectric dam to cross the navigable river and regulate water levels.
Are the turbines on?
No, they are not. So one of the turbines, the blade is still spinning and has been spinning since 1968.
Wow.
Generating this whirlpool over here. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. If you've seen the Ghost Adventures episode, then this might look familiar. This is the catwalk where they pick up the shadow figure on the thermal camera.
Sweet.
And where a spirit told one of the people to F off.
Oh man.
And the spirit up here, this is one of our hot spots. We have actually had millimeter spikes up here, upwards of 1,125
Oh my gosh.
on 2 meters at the same time,
Oh,
while
wow.
our K2 was redlining.
If you guys can see, there's the whirlpool down here they talk about.
It's actually kind of ironic because one of the reasons this dam was built was to aid navigation in the Tennessee River. one of the obstacles they had to get around was called the suck, a large whirlpool. There was a legend tied to the whirlpool by the Native Americans, by the Cherokee Indians in the area, saying that if you got too close, you would see the faces of your ancestors and they will pull you down into the water.
I did hear that before. I heard that. Has anybody seen a face yet?
I have not, but you never know.
No, people actually scuba dive here.
Yes, they did. They went that way, but they barely made it that far because they came during the summer when the water level was high.
Oh.
Right now, the water level is actually a good 1.5 foot lower than it is in the summertime, so you're able to see a whole lot more. And when we come back later tonight after this storm, this whirlpool will be double its size right now.
Oh, wow.
Sure, that one won't be sucked in that thing. There goes the height thing. Hold on. Wow, that's fast.
So this is the infamous catwalk. And it's right here where we've had some of the highest EMF spikes in our entire investigations here.
And there's no power at all.
There's no power. The farthest that the power runs is to that light right there.
Okay.
And those lights are the only thing carrying power. The EMF meters will not go off unless you're right up against the wire, so there's no way for it to generate any interference.
Now these were lockers of people who work here?
Yeah, this is kind of the engineer's lockers.
Okay.
There were several locker rooms, so most of them are, well, all except for these lockers are completely underwater. And it is right here where on Ghost Adventures, they saw the shadow figure move down this window.
Yeah. We've got the thermal, so hopefully we'll be able to catch.
Sounds like a plan.
So what all do we have investigating? Are we going into the tunnels and doing all that stuff?
Yeah. So you have the entirety of the powerhouse, including the entirety of the generator room.
Okay.
You have the tunnels, the breaker room, which the tunnels will go all the way down. And there's actually, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if people are starting to come in here with the tornado warning.
Safety.
What about building 2, that second building, is that?
We can go into building 2.
Okay.
It's just certain portions of it we can't film because we have currently the 13th best haunted house in America set up in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard you guys did great this year.
Oh yeah, rated number 13 in America.
Oh, wow.
But I can actually take you to the 3rd floor of building 2.
Okay.
Which is where we have had some of the most hostile energies. There, well, we have about 3 different spots where we have very hostile spirits.
So tonight in investigating, will we have access to that as long as we don't film? Okay.
As long as you don't film the cost.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Have it, okay. Yeah, we don't care about that.
yeah. But the dam is open to investigate.
All right, cool.
So where are we headed to now?
Next, you can start heading up to the 2nd and 3rd floor of the powerhouse.
And that's all because there's a turbine spinning.
There is a turbine blade down there. This is actually one of the 2 turbine houses.
Okay. And it's no power to it at all. It's just spinning.
It's spinning from the water flowing in as the dam was designed.
Oh, okay.
So what were these boxes? Were they part of the power supply or?
Breaker boxes.
Okay. there's the magazine.
What? No, no, no.
Wait, what?
Look like the house up there? I don't know what the most of that. See this? Or whatever it is. It'll be like, here we are, Steve Springs. I'm like, I see that big thing, but like, no, what do you mean? But yeah.
But this thing gets cold in the wintertime, don't it?
Yes, it does. That's all you notice these guys right here.
Yeah.
This is actually stuff that we got from the flooded section of the dam.
Okay.
Old bottles. This was actually a level meter beside one of the two massive boilers in that floor. And you can see it was handwritten. This thing was probably made around the early 1900s. Sometime between 1910 and 1925.
What was this? Is that a light bulb?
Yes, it is.
From the when the water level stuff they get out of the.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, that was a little bigger.
Yeah, that one's a little bit better.
What are
than I
these?
did.
What were
Really,
these?
it's like stacked.
And the light fixtures down there.
So they're
Yeah, you can see this one where the metal actually rusted off of it. Yeah, one of the things that we're actually trying to do with this building, and you guys have actually helped us with this, is we are working to turn the structure into a museum.
oh wow.
And funding from you guys paying for the investigation is going towards fixing the leaky roof and the broken windows.
Okay.
So thank you. You're helping this dam last for many, many years to come. On our way back, another thing that's pretty unique is this little box right here. I think it's called a synchro-scope.
Called a what?
Synchro-scope.
Synchro-scope?
Yes, it would kind of measure and make sure that all of the turbines were on this
Synchronized.
side and this side were moving at the same speed, generating about the same amount of power. They'd actually have kids working up in that 12-hour shifts before child labor laws.
Yeah.
They would stick them up in that box. They'd have to climb up this ladder and they'd stay up there for 12 hours.
It's not much room for sure. Oh, you got a feather.
Yeah, you can see it was designed for kids. Of course, when child labor laws started, they had to just put a really, really small guy up in there.
You see that crane? Look for it.
Oh, there. Oh, my God.
What would that? What, I mean,
That is a 30-ton Morgan crane. It was the first of its kind in the world.
you said it's working?
I wish.
dope.
Yeah.
Morgan Crane. Morgan Crane.
Morgan, you can see on the sign.
Well, so what would it move or do?
It would run along these two rail systems here and go all the way down this portion of the generator room. It could go back and forth across those I-beams. Its job was to lift up the generators, to replace the generators and replace turbine blades. It has not moved since 1967.
Is that? I guess that's when it shut down.
Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
dam was decommissioned November 14th, 1967.
Oh, okay.
Due to a serious leak issue. They feared an imminent collapse of the dam.
So watch yourself.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was just a portion that crossed the river, which they blew up in 1968.
Now I was looking at the pictures out there where it comes down and actually forms like a dam part. Is that still underwater?
You mean
Like
where-
at the end of the building, there was like a wrap around concrete wall.
Yeah, they blew from this side of the wall all the way to the other side of the river, so it wouldn't impede navigation.
Gotcha.
After this dam was replaced with Nickajack Dam, 4.9 miles downriver. Hello.
Are you gonna communicate with us tonight?
Somebody just coughed down there?
That's what it sounded like. Is there anybody else in here?
No. Are you sure? We just heard somebody cough.
Hello?
Hello?
Awesome, it's charging up.
I heard a cough, and I'm all the way over here.
I've seen someone, I swear to God.
Kevin, go investigate.
I didn't bring my equipment yet, man.
I'll let you go in front of me, Kevin, so
All right.
that
Yeah,
way
you
you
got-
cause your light.
Got nasty light.
Now I will tell you.
Door's open.
Like,
Look at it.
Babe, look at this thing. And there's no power on in here, right?
No, there's no power on this floor or the floor above it.
Okay. Ooh, look at that.
Man,
Yeah, this floor's touchy.
definitely some high end. Yes. Well, what could it be out here that they set it off? I mean, it's definitely supercharged.
go watch from the third floor.
Yeah, it was like, every day.
Yeah, this weather is getting insane. What's that, man?
Crazy in there.
Hey guys, it's your network meeting that got the problem.
Need to get to the tunnels.
Now.
Like now.
Yeah.
He said it is a tornado. Hey, we're rushing down into the tunnels because there's... I know you can't see much, but we're rushing down into the tunnels because there's a tornado outside. Oh, look at the wind. I don't know if you guys can see the water coming in.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Oh, look at the wind. Look at the wind.
Now you can do your Weather Channel thing.
We're gonna take a peek outside before we head down to the tunnels. What do you think about this, Dan?
Is this normal for you?
No. Not even quiet, no.
That's crazy. I don't want to stick my head around the corner, but I want to see what it looks like.
Ooh, a little.
Alright, let's get down into the tunnel.
You're soaked just walking.
Yeah.
It's coming to get you, Kevin. It's the perfect day to investigate.
Exactly.
Definitely creepy down that way.
And this leads all the way to building number 2?
Building number 2 is actually this way.
Oh, that.
Yeah, this just goes to a dead end in about 200 feet.
What was these? What these used for?
Power, routing,
Oh.
another way to transport from one place to another.
And what has been? Now I remember seeing something of like maybe a like a mist figure showing up on a picture.
Yes, We've picked up several things on the thermal cameras.
Okay.
Right here is actually the site of something really bad that happened in the dam. Not something that happened in the past either.
So recently?
Within a year.
Oh, really?
So some people broke into the dam. We believe they were Satanists.
Oh.
There's a table here. We actually had to have the table salted and burned because anyone that got near it started getting real sick. They rolled out a pentagram on the table, lit candles at each corner, and sacrificed a live rabbit as a blood sacrifice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, right here.
Right here. These 3 chairs were actually the 3 that were around him. And we had someone that tried to move that chair. One of the workers here. He moved it to a different part of the dam. A week later, he was in an accident and got the tip of his finger cut off. The hand he was using to carry it.
Oh wow.
We believe that they succeeded in whatever they were trying to do because activity has gone through the roof since that happened, and a whole lot of bad things have happened. We've been having a whole lot of people getting scratched. We had one person, we saw it on camera, it looked like something grabbed a hold of her like this.
Hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Is that the wind?
That sounds like a tornado.
Oh, okay. Good thing we're down here. So what should we do down here that would serve?
Hold on for a second, guys.
Do you have phantom voices that like just sound like it may be water dripping or something?
We do have had a whole lot of disembodied voices in these tunnels and footsteps, shadow figures.
I just heard a woman down there.
Let's go walk down there, Kevin.
Hey, the thing that they brought usually takes on the voice of either a woman or a child.
Well,
Are you sure it ain't the water dripping?
we can walk down here.
Yes, you can. Actually, this guy's going.
Right here.
They're on.
Yeah, got that.
Now, how thick are these walls down here?
We are actually underground right now.
So but like how thick are is
The concrete is about 4 to 6 inches thick, and then we are completely buried underground by dirt. That large hill that you saw behind the office when you pulled in,
Yeah.
we're in that hill.
Oh, okay. Now I know where we are. Kind of oriented myself.
All right. Well,
Go pretty good ways back.
Yeah, this is the halfway point here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I can actually take photos with this thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
There's the most water dripping over here. We're behind you. Oh, don't run into this tonight.
Oh, no, good Lord. There's a rock.
Yeah, I kicked it. I can see that.
I think we found a mysterious sound.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At least the weather. Unless we're just on the ground again. Are we still on the ground now?
No, you can actually see straight up right here.
Oh. Guess the weather's calmed down.
Yeah. I looked out the window out there and you can actually see across the parking lot. So is this used for in here?
Well, this is actually called the little girl's room. This is where, you know, power was sent. You can tell by these insulators right here, where power was sent out from the tunnels. One of the many ways that the dam sent power out of the building. But there's a reason that this is called the little girl's room. And we actually, I've started doing a thing with results where sometimes whenever an investigation team comes, they bring the toy and leave it here. Because 2 little girls actually died in this room.
What happened?
They were lured in here by a man, ages, they were 11 and 13, and they were killed in here.
Now, has people interacted with them before, like communicated with them?
Is there any names or anything associated?
One name that we keep on hearing is Elizabeth. And they can only interact with women.
Okay. Well, there you go.
As
So you can be down here alone.
yeah.
I'll sit down here. Well, I'll
Just,
sit that you're probably good.
Just if you hear something trying to help you into going down there alone, that's the thing. He tries to get you to break up into,
By yourself.
yeah, go off by yourself.
What were you saying? Is something what now?
The thing.
Demonic.
The thing.
Okay.
We had, when the shamaness came out, she actually said that it was very ancient, very malevolent, and it did not feel human.
So like Indian?
No, it's the thing that was brought here by the sect.
Oh, that's right.
Is this just something that's been on the earth since the beginning?
She said that it did not belong here, it was brought here.
So they did come or something.
Did we bring our sage by any chance?
No, we did not.
I got my Palo Santo, so.
If you would like to try and interact with that thing, it's up to you.
Yeah, no, okay.
I haven't tried to because I'm in here all the time and I don't want him to become too familiar.
Yeah.
Him, it, whatever it is, to become too familiar with me.
Well, that's our specialty. Right? That's yours.
Sure.
Just make sure you get it on camera.
Hell yeah.
It's number 1.
So you don't think that it's him maybe pretending to be the little girls in here?
The little girls were before he
Okay,
came.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I've been doing investigations here on and off for about 8 years, and the little girls have always been here. It has only been here for about a year.
She couldn't remove him when she came in?
What's that?
She couldn't remove him when she came in, the shaman?
It fought back. We had to help walk her out.
Oh,
If it gets cornered, it will. Yeah.
Well, I got my rosary beads, so we pull them out.
You can have fun with it.
We could say the Lord's Prayer over there.
That's right.
I will tell you though, that thing does seem to target people that carry religious things on it.
Okay.
Oh, we can carry the Bible from the hotel room? That'll be, we can do that.
Oh yeah.
We'll get it on camera for you.
Find us, maybe.
Oh no, I'll be like, if I have to come in here, I'll be like, see.
Yeah.
I'll record everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Feel like I found him this way all over. Don't be good.
Yeah. Please don't die.
Yeah.
We've already had about 300 deaths in this building.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
From.
Is that from the
from when construction began in 1905 to when it was decommissioned. About 300 non-normal deaths, accidents, murders, etc.
Do you have a anything that you get with? We heard the guy's name Charles Lee. Do y'all hear much about that here? Charlie.
Charlie, yes, Charlie he's the one on the catwalk that uses the colorful language.
Okay. But did he actually die or did he get really hurt?
We're not sure. We have a new theory about it. So in the 1970s, there were actually 2 barges that were coming down the river and collided into each other right outside of the dam in a storm that killed several people out there. And then one of the rescue boats that showed up was actually caught by the storm, and the boat was blown into the dam and killed the rescue person on it. And every single time that we hear other spirits talking about Charlie, they say that he comes from the water. So we think that he might have been either that rescue guy, or he might have possibly been one of the people on the other ships.
Yeah, see, the Charlie Lee we heard was about there was a racial riot here when the dam was being built. Is that two different people? Okay.
Yeah, that's two different people. The riot actually happened in where building 2 is now, and 2 of the African American workers were shot by police.
Can we go there?
Yes, you can. Awesome. That's a hostile thing on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
Okay.
So what else we got to look at?
Well, now that the storm's died down,
Hopefully the tornado has passed.
I'm gonna walk beside you so I have some light to film.
now that the tornado's over, we can continue up to the 3rd floor of the dam, so we can have a good vantage point to see if there was any damage from the storm. Oh. And if there is, I'll let you guys free run. I'll leave the gate open, but I'll have to go. I'm actually a volunteer firefighter in the area. So if there's some people thrown out there.
Wood up here, or that's just concrete?
The what now?
Looks like wood.
It does. Yeah, that's wood.
It looks like wood. That's because they use wood panels to frame in the concrete.
Oh, okay.
You can actually see in certain spots there's like little notches, like right here. You can see, kind of knots in the wood.
Oh,
in
yeah.
certain spots. Like right here. Oh yeah,
That's
there's another
cool.
knot. Pull the trigger to take a photo. Yes.
Does that take video footage as well?
Sadly not.
That's the
Actually,
same way mine is.
I actually use that in firefighting whenever I'm going into burning buildings to see
the
people.
hot, people, yeah.
Whenever it's completely smoked out, it's a whole lot easier than sweeping the floors.
Yeah.
Try it.
See if there's anybody down here. Ooh, what's the heat signature right here?
Ready? You want to try it?
Oh, that's
Oh, and here's some of the original light fixtures that we're actually going to try and restore.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
These actually used to hang out of these outcroppings right here.
Okay.
Kind of lamp posts, and we're going to try our hardest to repair these. What, the echo?
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you think you heard a voice?
yeah, the dam, it has amazing acoustics in some spots.
I'm sure.
Kind of reminds me of Waverly Hills Sanatorium, the death tunnel, or death chute.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, your Penhurst tunnels are just like this too.
Which one?
Penhurst,
Oh,
y'all
is it?
going there?
We'd like to.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought y'all were going.
I have to look.
When is it, May?
April 4th, I think.
I think we can do that one. Because I really want to do that one.
That would be awesome.
Now, I will tell you right here, for some reason, I believe there's a power line above it, so in this portion you'll get this, that's interference along this crack. But it only yellow lines, and you see it kind of goes away whenever you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Yeah. That's about the only spot where you get EMF interference in the dam.
This is what, the control room?
Control room.
No, does anything occur in here?
Yeah, we've had shadows.
Okay.
Actually, one guy saw a shadow charge at him in here with his own eyes.
Really?
And
We're at the right place.
yeah, and you saw that big fire door down there. You're gonna see how it worked
Yeah.
because this is the last working fire door in the dam. So basically, a rope would run from here to this little mechanism right there. That had a little cap right here. And if a fire happened and someone activated the fire suppression system, these lines would fill with carbon dioxide and fill the room with CO2, which is really good at extinguishing fires without damaging electronics as long as you can seal them up, which is where these fire doors would come into effect. Fire would happen and pop that off, the string would come loose, and the fire doors would slam shut, compartmentalizing the fire. Smaller doors like this one, a single person can open. Bigger ones like that one down there would take 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Meaning you were trapped behind it, alone.
You screwed.
Yeah, you're out of luck. You'll either burn up or you'll suffocate from carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the Carolina Theater with their fire.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of, once the fire just trips and everything shuts.
Yeah, every single door in the dam would shut,
Yeah.
every fire door. There's one of them from the upper dam.
Do what?
One of my most favorite views in the dam.
Oh yeah. Take a picture of that.
You can also get a nice close-up look at the crane.